What's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Mitch back here with Dilly Vanilli. We are here to discuss the 2019 upcoming season for the Tennessee Titans. The Titans kind of always finish somewhere between 8-8 and 10-6. It seems like in the Marcus Mariota era, and Mike Vrabel did a pretty good job last season with this football team. All things considered, Mariota has been injured on and off over the past couple of seasons. They were down to the wire, down to week 17. If they win, they get in. If they lose, they're out. And that's what happened. They lost and they were out. And that wasn't with Marcus at quarterback. I think everything is on the shoulders of Marcus this season. Is he that franchise quarterback? This is the season to prove himself, very much like his counterpart in Jameis Winston in Tampa Bay. I think this is a huge season for the both of them. So the Titans, top 10 defense from 2018, carrying over a very good defense going into 2019. They made some improvements with Roger Saffold on the offensive line. They brought in Adam Humphries and A.J. Brown at wide receiver. And they made improvements roster-wise. Like from a roster construction standpoint, this is a good football team. But are they a playoff team, especially in a very difficult division with an insanely difficult schedule? Dylan, what do you think about this team?
I feel like I'm going to say a lot of positive things for a record that I don't think is very positive. So I'm going to try my best to be very front about this, okay? So you look at their talent that they've got here. The receivers, they upgraded. They got Adam Humphries. I think that was one of the better low-key free agent signings of 2019. I really like that for them. Corey Davis is there. Twan Taylor, Tajay Sharp. There's some decent talents there as well. Corey Davis, I think, should have a big season this year, in my opinion. Offensive line, it got better. You brought up Roger Saffold. I thought that was a really great signing as well. And I think this is one of the probably near the top 10 in offensive lines in the league. Tight end, you got Delaney Walker, who's apparently ahead of George Kittle. But, he's coming back from 2018. Wasn't healthy. He's still a good tight end. I want to put that out there. He's still a good tight end. It's just, come on, man. But the thing is that he's coming back. He's going to be helping out a lot. Derrick Henry started off the year really, really rough, and then put out a really great second half performance. So if we get more of that Derrick Henry in the second half, this is really going to help out their team, especially with Marcus Mariota, who I will get to last in this discussion. For the defense, again, you brought up probably a top 10 rated defense, and they even, they really helped themselves out here. There's a lot of really good talent. Harold Landry, I think, is one of the more underrated linebackers that we have here in the league. Logan Ryan, Kenny Vaccaro. Kevin Byard just got paid like a big-time safety that he should be deserved because he's one of the best in the game. I'm not a big fan of Malcolm Butler. I think he disappointed last year. And Adoree Jackson is fine for what he is. I think there is some really good talent. In their defensive line is really good as well. Jerome Casey, Daquan Jones, those kind of guys are really well put together. But my biggest question that I always have to preface here is Marcus Mariota. I know a team cannot be chosen just by their quarterback, but I feel like the Titans are specifically revolving around their quarterback and what he does for this team. If you take him out and put Ryan Tannehill, as we talked about, in our top 10 backup quarterbacks, is there much of a difference? No, not really. And that's saying something for a guy that's supposed to be the number 1 draft pick from 2015. So
Number 2.
Number 2. He was Jameis Winston. But you get my point. He's supposed to be the top number 2 quarterback in this draft class. Supposed to be something of expectations. By the way, when a quarterback gets drafted number 1 and number 2, it's usually one's an all-time legend and one time's a bust. They're kind of in the same boat right now, which is interesting to me. But the thing is that he's never really showed me like the greatness that he did have in college. He's never had that like spark. At least with Jameis Winston, I could see a little bit of that talent rub off, and you see that shining moment. But I haven't seen that with Marcus Mariota here. And it's a huge year. Is he going to be consistent with being on the field? And is he going to be able to work on his mechanics? Because 2018, when he was on the field, was just inconsistent for me. There's a lot of talent around him. I think there are some really good pieces. I don't really see a whole lot of holes in this team, especially if Derrick Henry has this great year again. But I think Marcus Mariota is the biggest question, and their ridiculous schedule that we'll be talking about in a second. So that's what I feel about the Titans.
The Titans, I believe in Mike Vrabel. I believe in this defense. On the other side of things, I think you seriously have to question, you touched on Marcus, but you seriously have to question the offensive scheme and the direction of this team. For me, the Titans are a NFL team right now that is at the bottom of the league in terms of creativity, in terms of pushing the direction of where the league is going, where offensive football is going. And you have to question whether Matt LaFleur was bad as the coordinator or because he got hired as a new head coach for the Packers and is expected to do good things with the Packers. Was that just all the quarterback play? Was that the offensive talent? How much of it was the coordinator? How much of it was the talent? And honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards the offense, the talent isn't as good as some people think. And then on the other side of things, I think their offensive approach is way too conservative and way too old school. They run the football way too much. Their efficiency isn't very good. I don't think you're going to win a lot of games, especially against the schedule, if you run Derrick Henry 20 plus times. I just don't think it's going to happen. Even if your defense is great, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry. In the 2019 NFL, that's not the way that you win games consistently. I do think the defense will be very good. I think they'll keep them in a lot of games. And I do think the offense has improved from a talent standpoint. But I do think that the schedule also has finally kind of caught up to the Titans. They've played a little bit of a soft schedule over the past couple of seasons. And when looking at this schedule, they play at Cleveland first week. We both believe they'll be a good team this season. They play Indianapolis twice. They play in Jacksonville, in Atlanta. First 4 games, 3 on the road.
Ooh.
A lot of your season depends on how you start the season. It's very difficult, especially with a quarterback up in the air with question marks like Marcus Mariota. How you start the season is going to impact your entire team. So then you go from there. The Bills, you should win that game at home. Then you go to Denver, which again, I've said it many times. That's never easy. I don't care how bad the Broncos are. When you play in Mile High because they have 10 home games a year, it's difficult, man. Then you play the Chargers. Then you play in Tampa Bay, which that's going to be an interesting game. You know that. Mm-hmm. Then they go to Carolina. Then they play Kansas City. You go to the bye week, Jacksonville again, in Indianapolis, in Oakland, which, okay, Oakland's not very talented, but that's a road game that if that was at home, that'd be an automatic win, okay? Then you go to Houston, New Orleans, at Houston. 2 of your last 3 games are against the Texans, so that could very well determine your placement in this division. To me, I like the Titans' talent, and I don't want to sound like a downer here. I love Dean Pease as the defensive coordinator. I don't know what I'm getting from Arthur Smith as the offensive coordinator. I don't know what I'm going to get from this offense. I do feel like it's going to be a bottom 10 offense in the league. I am going 6-10.
Whoa.
I just feel like this team, even though they're talented, and I've said it many times, I want to say it so that you guys don't hate comment that I'm a hater. I'm going to go through all the players I love, all right? Jarrell Casey, Harold Landry, Jayon Brown, Wesley Woodyard. I think Rashaan Evans has a big season this year. Logan Ryan. Kenny Vaccaro could have a nice season this season. I think he's in the right defense for his style of play. Kevin Byard's a beast. I think Malcolm Butler played well over the second half of the season. Adoree Jackson. You have Cameron Wake now. Again, Adam Humphries, I think, will be your best receiver right away. Corey Davis is very inconsistent. Tajay Sharp, he's okay. Taylor Lewan being suspended for 6 games, massive loss.
Huge.
Especially against J.J. Watt, Jadeveon Clowney, Calais Campbell, Yannick Ngakoue's. You know what I'm talking about? Like all these pass rushers, Jabal Shear, Justin Houston. Delaney Walker's back. Like, this frustrates me, man, because I think the Titans are a talented team, but I don't like their quarterback. I don't like this schedule, and I don't like the style of play that they play at. Mm-hmm. I feel like when you combine the quarterback with the style of play, even if this defense is good, which I don't know how much better it can be than last season, I have to give them the bottom in this division, the 6-10. There's something telling me the Titans are not going to be good this year.
I thought I was going to be harsh because my record is 7-9. I don't think they're going to be much better than what you basically put out there. I think they've got a lot of great talent, but a quarterback in this scenario is the biggest thing. And you brought this up earlier. Their offensive creativity is pretty low. It's pretty lacking in this day and age. As a Cowboys fan, I saw it last year. It hurts. I understand. Titans, don't worry about it. But coming into 2019, I don't know if anything's going to change. I cannot say with a firm stamp that, this quarterback is going to change. Marcus Mariota is going to change. He's going to make this dynamic shift for them. I can't see that because the first 3 years have been exactly the same records: 7-9, 8-8, 9-7. There's nothing more, nothing less. So I feel like 7-9 is a fine record for me. I don't think they're going to go any lower. But I mean, that schedule is it's tough. I know we're going to bring up schedule a lot in these previews, but this is a big example. You brought up the Browns, and even at the end of the year when they got to play the Texans 2 of the last 3 weeks and the Saints in Week 16 in the middle of that, that's their chances to try to get in the playoffs if they're still in the playoff run. How are they going to be able to accomplish that? I don't really know. So we'll see how it goes. I think this is the year we finally see Marcus Mariota not be the answer for Tennessee. Like, they've got to move on. But I'm all up for him changing it. But if we're going into predictions, that's how I see it, as 7-9.
Yeah, guys, I'm sorry. I like the Titans. I just don't like Marcus, and I don't like the situation they're in 2019. Let me know how you guys feel in the comment section below. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me the reasons why I'm wrong. I want to believe.
I want to believe
Comment
it.
below. Tell me I'm a hater, whatever you want. Gronks, like the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's Mitch and Dylan. Thanks for watching the Titans preview for 2019. Peace out.
Peace.